Hi guys, Russ here. I've got a bit to do. Spitfire reveal, update on the T90, a work in progress, and some acquisitions that I'm very, very happy about. Right, first of all, second airplane, Tamiya Spitfire, an absolute dream to build. Not one bit of filler, I think I said in the last, or the last but one update. Here she is. What can I say? Very nice build. Very, very nice build. I'm not going to say it. Well, I don't know. Part of me is pleased with it. Like I say, it's only my second aircraft, and yeah, I struggled a bit. Did I struggle? I won't say struggled, but with the weathering, I got a bit messed up with using different products and things like that, and I think I just went overboard. I think I've got away with it, but I just think there's a little bit too much. Now you might disagree, but yeah, I think in general, as a learning curve, my learning curve is going right up. So I've got no complaints. I've got other Spitfires in my stash that I will attempt in the future. But yeah, I think I'm going to be quite proud of that next to my my armour. No problems whatsoever. I mean, the most awkward bit was the antennas, but that just took a little bit of patience and a bit of super glue, and that was absolutely fine. Underneath, the light's pretty pants, but I did pole shading, bit of wash. I even did a dot filter, but like I say, I think I just got carried away with it all, and I maybe I rushed it, but I bottled it in the end with it was getting sticky, and then I just went over it with white spirit just to try and get rid of the stickiness, and it's all dry now. The thing I did do on this, which I picked up on Florey Models, if I'm honest, was I used thinners on my decals, and I've got to say, as frightening as it is when you do it, when you see them all shrivel up, perfect, not a problem with them, and I think they've bedded in really well, and I think it's a technique that I'm going to use more in the future, because I've only got about a quarter of a bottle of the, is it the Sol or the Set? I can't get them mixed up. Not when I'm doing it, obviously, but just when I'm talking about it. I've only got a bit left, so I think I'll continue using the X20, which I've got to say, if you haven't tried it and you're feeling brave, give it a whirl, because it's very good. Okay, so that's one quick last spin. The light's pretty pants in here, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I sound like a zombie. I haven't slept in about 36 hours, so after I've done this update I'm going to bed. I've got to keep my eye on the time because I've got a lot to go through, so I might end up doing 2 videos. So yeah, there's a Mark 1. Next Spitfire I'm going to do is the the folding wing one. I think is the FR whatever. I'm not an aircraft guy, but I've got another Messerschmitt 109. Because the way I work, I don't know. I do a plane, make the mistakes, and then I want to get the same plane again and do it while it's still fresh. So I'll actually learn from my mistake. I don't want to make a mistake on it and then not build it for another 12 months and then remember, forget everything. So I'll probably build another Spitfire soon and another Messerschmitt soon. Put that to one side. Sorry. Next, T90. T90, T90, T90. Stating the bleeding obvious, she's green. I bottled it. I've got the fear. If there is such a thing in modelling, I've got the fear of painting this. I initially did it all sand, and I was going to start masking. Didn't want to use the Jay's Work mask, so I started on one corner, and it was just an absolute nightmare. I think Norm's mentioned, because of the detail on it, it's, I mean, the first bit of blue tack I put in, white tack, lifted a fixture off. Alright, I might not have glued it properly, but so to that end I've gone all green. I'm still going to do the cam. I've got the Jay's Work mask sitting there. It's just plucking up the courage to do it. I keep watching Norm's video, which is a godsend. Thanks, Norm. But it's a courage thing. If I go at it half-hearted, I will fuck it up, and I will. And while we're on it, advice from you gurus out there. I don't know whether it's going to pick up, and I don't really like picking it up, but if you can see on the back decks there, on the grill, that's a PE grill. Now if you see all them stains, they are super glue stains. The actual glue that's holding them on. Now I just don't know what to do about them. I'm toying with the idea of Mr. Surfacer. I'm just trying to get an even surface, but I'll be running the risk of losing the detail. Now if any of you guys out there have got any suggestions that could help me in that, I'd be very, very grateful. Because that's going to ruin the model to me. I don't want to put anything on the back. I want it to be a nice, clean, tidy model, and with that on there I can't do that. So if any of you guys have got any ideas at all, please help. But again, lovely tank, pleasure to build. Right, next. Now, the guys who've been watching me since I started know ex-services, ex-tank driver, and I also mentioned that I was a ferret driver. So to that end, one of my ambitions is to build every vehicle that I've served on. Served on the Chieftain. I built the Chieftain. I'm not. I'll go on to that in a minute. I recently gave that model away to a friend who'd helped me a lot, and it was just a nice thing to do for his birthday, and he loved it. He was thrilled to bits with it. Whilst in Germany, I did 12 months on a ferret scout car as the Squadron Sergeant Major's driver, which was a very enjoyable 12 months. Quite a few stories to tell about that, but that's for another update. So I drove two vehicles, two variants. In Germany we had a Mark 1, and when we went to Canada in 1989, 87, yeah, about 89, we did Medman 6 or Medman 7. I drove a Mark 2 ferret. So a couple of months ago, I've had it sat in the cupboard for ages. There was a thing on eBay. It was the only one I'd seen on there, which was a Mark II. Some dear old gentleman had died, and all these models were left, and his family was selling them off as part of his estate. So I got one, and this is it. I started putting it together. It's resin and silver metal. It's been a bit of a pig, and it's going to be a long-term thing. You can see all the filler on the back I've had to put on there. That's been built, and if you just noticed, while I'm on camera, the back wheels just fell off. But they're just, that's part of the reason why it's sitting in sand, is just to try and get some order of assembly to it. So yeah, I did a medicine man exercise in Canada on this vehicle. So I have got pictures. I've only got one picture. I think I'm making a sandwich or something, standing up by the side of it. Yeah, so I've got the Mark II, and then because this has been a bit of a pig, and going back to the Chieftain, Accurate Armour do the kits. Now I'm going to keep the Mark II, this Mark II, like I say, as an ongoing project, and this will actually be the Mark II that I served on. However, this morning Mr. Postman came and made me very happy bunny. Big box like this, and I had 2 parcels in it. Now I'm not going to go into. I will do inbox reviews. I'll promise you. It's just that I'm so tired tonight that, like I say, as soon as this video's finished and uploaded, I'm up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire, and I'm going to sleep till my name turns to Rip Van Russell. But anyway, one of my biggest bugbears about the Chieftain, Tamiya Chieftain, is it's just so old it's untrue. And on the forum and things like that, I was praying Meng were going to do a Chieftain. If anybody from Meng ever sees this video, do a Chieftain for God's sake. You know, it's screaming. The market is screaming out for it. I've said before, it's just tank, and all we've got is the Tamiya offering. I mean, the model I've got to go in conjunction with this, I think it's dated 1976, which is just, come on Tamiya, get a grip. So anyway, I divulge. I went out and spent £55 on that, the Chieftain Mark 10. Now, I could have gone for the Mark 11, but again, I like the Chieftain with the searchlight, the big, massive searchlight sticking out the side of the turret. And for you aficionados know, the Mark 11 didn't have the searchlight; it had the TISH, the thermal image sight head, which was then the next progression. I think they only ever went up to Mark 11. There was plans for 12s and 13s in the pipeline, but then Challenger came along due to unfortunate circumstances in the Middle East. I believe somebody bailed out on a deal, so we ended up buying them. So yeah, like I said, I will do a box review on this. I've had a quick look, and it's quite a simple kit. The instructions are fantastic. You do need the Tamiya kit to use the hull to build this, but that's it. The upper hull, the turret are all resin, and the detail is something else. So that was £60, I think. £60, something like that. The other reason I've got the Mark 10 is if I do decide to do the Berlin, I know if I'm struggling with the Russian cam, I've got no chance for that. But however, your skill changes, doesn't it, over time? So maybe one day, doesn't matter if I paint it green, if I do it, when I do it, I can always paint it again. So that's on the to-do list. And finally I got this little baby. That's done up in the Gulf colours. I won't be doing it in the Gulf colours, I'll be doing it in the NATO colours, because I served on it in NATO. The Mark II I'll do in Batters colours, but this one's going to be done in the BAOI German NATO colours. A lot of happy memories on these vehicles, a lot of happy memories. Fantastic bits of kit to drive. We used to follow tanks. Part of our job was, the Sergeant Major's job was a liaison, so we'd recce areas for 14 tanks to be able to bivvy up for the night. and part of that entailed just following tank tracks, and these things could follow tanks almost anywhere. Fantastic to drive, brilliant, loved it. Bit of a pain when you're on the prairie and flies were flying at you, because they do about 50-60 mile an hour, these things, and they could go proper, and flies hurt at 50-60 miles an hour, as you bikers out there will know. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy with my purchases. So yeah, you get out there, it depends how much you like the Chieftain, I suppose. But it's, hang on, Chieftain £58.50, and that little ferret. But this ferret has got a full interior. There's no interior on that Mark II. This has got a full interior, I mean, even down to radials and everything, so this is going to be something special, I think. Like I said, I hope I can do it justice. I forgot something, right? I know this is not very YouTube friendly, but I shall be back very, very quickly. Come in. Oh, sorry about that. Finally, before I disappear, I'm going to announce my intention to join the Jam build with this kitty. The Vietnam version. I am not a fan. Not a fan of APCs. I don't know. The reason I've gone for this is there's an engine, there's a full interior. So I thought if I was going to do an APC, I would do one that's going to be a bit of a challenge. I believe it starts on the 1st of December. Mark, I'm sure you'll confirm that. I have bought a PE set to go with it. I think it's the other words. Yeah. Bit of PE to go with it, increase the detail. I thought if you're having an engine in the interior, you've got to do it. So yeah, I'll do an inbox review nearer the time. I don't know how many other people are going to be doing this one, but yeah, looking forward to it. Just for the challenge. There's so many group builds. I've got to be so selective. I'd love to do the Canadian Heroes one. I'd love to do Cold War one on ISM. I'd love to do, but I've just got to, I've just got to do my thing. I will try and do the odd group build every now and then. But if I went for I'd end up like Cohen. And that's no disrespect to you, Cohen, at all whatsoever. It's just your work rate is just phenomenal, and the videos you knock out, good God. But yeah, so that's where I am. I'm gonna cut it there. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my waffle. Oh, good God, 18 minutes. Yeah, I'm off to bed now because I'm absolutely bollocksed. So if you can't be good, be careful and enjoy your modelling. See you later, guys.